We are live. Now we are live. There we go. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 167. Today is Tuesday, May 15th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
Today we have a very special episode. We know consensus is going on, so it's nothing but positivity in the crypto world. And because of that, the FUD articles have stopped, or at least slowed down, so it's not a lot of regular news. So instead, we have two great people from a good app that's going on in the crypto sphere. The Bread Wallet app co-founder and CMO Aaron Lasher and Tyler White, head of the ambassador program and social media for Bread app as well. We'll let them go ahead and say hello to everyone.
Hi, thanks for having me. Again, my name is Aaron Lasher, co-founder and CMO at BRD, formerly Bread Wallet. We are one of the most popular cryptocurrency wallets. We have customers in over 170 countries, and we're just having a lot of fun. So I'll stop there and happy to answer more of your questions and get in more detail later, but that's me.
All right. And Tyler is actually one of our longtime crypto warriors. He's now working with BRD Wallet. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks so much. So as he just mentioned, I've been watching the channel for a long time. Actually won some of the free coin giveaway one day, so that was super awesome. Right when I was just trying to get into Bitcoin, I think he gave me some of my first Bitcoin I ever held, so that was awesome. But yeah, huge fan of the show. Very excited to be working with BRD, and we're doing some big things, and we're excited to be talking about them here today with you guys.
Thank you. And well, actually, we'll change that title around too. So pardon us. Again, we had the BRD wallet last year, some time ago. So when, like you said before, you rebrand the name, so it's all good. Real quick, just want to give a shout out to everybody in our chat room, all the crypto warriors: Ballin Chain, Jack Black, Milto, Crypto Q, Gia Rodriguez, Tessa, Torrance J Playlist, Ramo, John Siebert, and KH Tessa. There we go. And they're saying congrats to KH. Said congrats to you, Tyler, as well.
Oh yeah, congrats.
So of course you all know we're unbiased. We're gonna be asking some good questions, but feel free in the chat box to ask some of your own questions as well for anything you want to know about BRD Wallet. So without further ado, if you can, Aaron, if you can start us off and kind of tell us, what makes BRD Wallet different? There's a lot of wallets for people to choose from, a lot of different options. Are you guys centralized, decentralized? That's a very important thing people want to know about. Why should people download this app?
Sure. I guess it kind of depends on how far back you want to go. Okay, so
right,
2000 BC. No, I'm kidding. We're basically playing two games at the same time. The first is what I'd call the Wayne Gretzky game, which is don't go where the puck is, go where the puck is going to be. And we were the first Bitcoin wallet that was allowed onto the Apple App Store, the iOS App Store. And so we were super early, and we took a huge bet on Bitcoin back when Bitcoin was like less than $200 per coin. Some of the co-founders, including myself, have been involved in Bitcoin since it was like $3 a coin. So we're these hardcore Bitcoin fans. So we won the Wayne Gretzky game when it came to calling Bitcoin, and we had a lot of user growth from 2015 to 2017. Where we missed the boat was on alternative currencies and altcoins and tokens. We thought that Bitcoin was the only game in town, the only thing that was important, the only thing we had to focus on, and we really got caught by surprise. But we realized in mid-2017 that we didn't start supporting other currencies that we were...
Hold on, real quick, just want to interrupt, Aaron. We're starting to lose you a little bit on your sound, so if you can either speak a little bit louder or just start going low all of a sudden.
Testing. Is that any better?
Right, yeah, there you go. You might just have to speak up a lot more.
Okay, I'll just lean in. So should I repeat myself or should I go back?
Right about when you started buying Bitcoin at $200.
Okay, yeah. So our team has been betting big on Bitcoin for a long time, and we got that part right. So 2016, 2017 were very gratifying years because everything that we had been telling everyone was going to happen was happening. It was getting more broadly adopted. The price was going up. But we kind of missed the altcoin boom. We didn't really see that coming. So the two games we're playing are taking big bets on the future, where we're okay looking just kind of silly and wrong for a long time, and then the other is playing a little bit of catch up. So we realized that unless we started supporting other currencies besides Bitcoin, that we were at risk of becoming irrelevant. So we've been playing that game the last 6 months. We're finally in a really good place. We now have Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and the top 100 tokens supported within the app in a fully decentralized and secure manner. We're really just getting started. So again, we have some big bets on the future, but we're very tactical as well. So we recognize that the market moves very quickly. That if you aren't careful and a little bit paranoid, then you're likely to lose the game. And we live in a very competitive environment. We understand that.
You know, and we definitely get where you're coming from, even from some of our own personal business in the crypto market. Definitely, you know, 2017 caught everyone off guard with the altcoin market. So kudos to you all to be able to, you know, pivot and continue to grow as you are already. Quick question: what made you all do the rebranding to just BRD wallet?
Well, we started as, believe it or not, even before Bread Wallet. Then it moved to Bread Wallet. Then we didn't. We thought that wallet was too simple, too restrictive. We really want to be thought of as a financial platform, so we dropped the wallet. And then we had some. Well, we don't talk about it much publicly, but I guess, you know, now is a good a time as any. Turns out that the word bread in the financial space is actually very crowded from a trademark perspective. And although we didn't exactly get sued, we saw some potential conflicts with other companies throughout the world that had a similar name and had it longer than we did. So we were already thinking about changing the name to BRD, which is the name of our token. And we figured that was a good time to just align the brands, go with BRD, make it hopefully a household name in many years, like you know, UBS or HSBC. But we don't trust them because they're banks.
Right.
Maybe BRD will be different.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Big going to say?
Yeah, and you know, going along with your ERC token, you know, availability. You said the top 100 tokens right now. As these tokens are being created, how will they be chosen? I guess to be on the platform. Is it just by market cap, or is it more based on the popularity?
Yeah, that's a great question. So clearly, we're moving towards a phase where all ERC20 tokens are supported. But in the meantime, we're trying to roll it out, get the scaling right, make sure we don't break anything. It'll likely be similar to the first batch, so maybe other batches of 50 or 100 based on market cap. We're also considering doing some community voting. So one idea that was pitched around is people who hold BRD in the app can cast votes on which currencies or tokens that they want to see next. So we'll probably do a mixture of engaging the community and just making business decisions based on the popularity of a coin at a given time.
Oh yeah, definitely good utility for bread tokens, because when it comes to voting and different stuff like that, this is one of the best use cases. So yeah, great to hear that.
And I will say it may be the latency since we started going live, but the volume is still cutting out a little bit. So when you do speak, you can just make sure you speak up even louder. Pardon us on that. So
my AirPods actually. Let's see if that helps.
Okay.
We're gonna do it.
And we'll do it live. We say that we say that very often. So Tyler, from your point of view, you know, you're just getting in the market as far as crypto in general. You're seeing a lot of stuff. How are you liking BRD app and what they have to offer as far as user experience?
Yeah, it's a great question. The two things that I like most about BRD is the security and the simplicity. It's two things that you don't find this well in other apps, in my opinion. You know, the app's so simple. You don't have to fill out all these forms. You don't have to take pictures of your ID. You don't have to give them your email address, your name, nothing. So it's so simple. You get the app, you write down your 12 words, and you're ready to go. You can buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum, or you can buy Bitcoin, you can convert to Ethereum, you can convert to any other tokens we support. It's just so simple. And it's the simplicity that I love because it can bring mainstream users into crypto, and that's something we're really excited about, is getting mainstream people who maybe aren't familiar with crypto into the crypto space. And then it's also great for people who even have a lot of experience in crypto. So that alone, and then also just the security. The security within the app is phenomenal. We connect directly to the blockchain, so there's no storing or there's no ciphering any of your information.
Okay. Actually, one of our viewers just had a question. Ramo Jones asks if you all have any relationships with the companies of the coins you hold in the wallet. So, yeah, are there? Hey, we got this $1 million. Can we get listed on the top of the list on the BRD app?
Are you Barry Shilbert?
Right. We are not getting any sound from you right now, Aaron.
Is he talking?
Are you talking?
Yeah, no sound.
I don't know. Is he? There we go.
How about now? Can you hear me?
There we go. It's loud too. It's sounding good. There we go.
Sorry about that, gentlemen.
No problem.
Let me know if it gets bad again. I'll figure it out.
Did you catch the question?
I did. The answer is no. We don't have any relationships like that. We know that the industry has a lot of this sort of money under the table to do things. Atmosphere. We try to be as transparent and professional as possible. So no, nobody paid to be listed in BRD.
So as a company, and of course you don't have to divulge too much of this, but you know, where do you all make your money in order to pay, pay your staff and all that good stuff, to pay for servers to keep up and operational? Because some of the apps, what they do, of course, is might charge a little bit higher price on the coins themselves. Some may have the fees or hidden fees. Like, what's your business plan? The simplest way to explain it to us.
Happy to do so. The core functionality of holding, sending, or receiving assets will always be free as far as we're concerned. So there might be transaction fees for the miners, but we don't get anything from that. The app itself is free. So we really wanted to keep it that way so that anyone in the world who wants to be their own bank can just download the app and right away just get started using cryptocurrency. Where we make our money is on brokered third-party services. So if you do something else, like buy Bitcoin in the app, or sell Bitcoin in the app, or conduct a trade between a token and Ethereum, or Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin, we charge a very modest fee for that service, and we take a commission because most of that, actually all of that, is conducted via partners. So here's something that is probably worth mentioning. We don't know any of our customers' names. We don't know their contact info. We don't know their balances, and we don't know their transaction history. And that's the case even when they use one of these services where it asks you for your ID and your bank info. That's all conducted with a third-party partner of ours, and they're the ones who do the KYC and all the compliance, and it remains obfuscated to us. So we've done this on purpose so that our customers know that not only do we not track them, we actually can't. So we have nothing. Our data file on our customers is basically an empty manila folder, and we're going to keep it that way.
I'm glad you actually brought it up. So a couple of key things coming from that, a couple of key questions we definitely have. First of which is, so let's say that third party does get a U.S. Subpoena or summon to turn over that information. Could they turn over the information from your guys' app on some of your customers?
Yes. So if let's say that Kraken, who is our customer for ACH transfers in the U.S., if they got a call from the FBI saying, King, I don't know your last name, King Smith, we know he's a customer of yours, we need some information, they would probably have to turn that over, or it would be up to them how to comply, whether to fight it. But that, of course, there's nothing you can do about that. If you want to use the legacy financial system, they absolutely insist that you tell them who you are, and they want your ID, they want a utility bill, they want all these things. That is something we can't change. But what we can do is create, so Bitcoin and legacy financial system are just parallel universes. They're like oil and water. They do not mix. But if you want to trade one for the other, you kind of got to do your best. So we're creating these bridges in the hopes that in the meantime, on balance, people will move money out of regular currencies and into cryptocurrencies. So eventually they'll be less important.
Don't need to worry about it.
Yeah,
Stay in crypto.
They'll be less important. But for now, yes, if you want to operate Bitcoin to fiat currency, Ethereum to fiat currency, you got to play that game. And there's really nothing that anyone can do about that.
No, that's right. So as far as what's your plan on a global scale? You guys say you're in 172 countries, I believe. But you know the competition is about to ramp up even more. So what are some things you are looking to do different, or at least get out in front of everyone else?
Yeah, that's a great question. Our key differentiator is that we target new users. What that means is that we're a really good tool for someone to introduce a friend or a family member or a colleague to cryptocurrency. Because most of these solutions were built by geeks for geeks, and very quickly new users get intimidated. They say, I don't understand what this is. It's freaking me out. I don't know what Satoshis per byte means. I don't know what gas limits are. So we make really tough decisions for what not to include in our app to make it really, really hard to screw up and super duper easy. Doesn't mean that sophisticated people don't use the app. They do. But I think that's where we get a little more traction than other wallets because it's just a little easier for new people to get involved. And the other piece to that strategy is we're global from day one because we don't touch any money. We don't know who our customers are because we don't have to. And we're very overt about this. We're very transparent about this. We've had regulatory agencies come to us and say, hey, you need a banking license. And we present to them our arguments for why we don't. We say, look, we would agree with you, except we don't actually hold any money. We're not custodians. We don't transmit any money, so we're not money transmitters. We're a software company. And so far, that argument has held up very well. And that allows us to operate in basically every country except for maybe China and North Korea. But we'll see what we can do about those two in the months ahead.
Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely.
So glad actually Torrance J playlist. Great question. I was actually going to lean toward that. What do you all do about airdrops or forks and all that good stuff? Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Private, Bcash, this airdrop, all that. How are you all operating within your app for those?
I'll kind of answer Torrance's question. Torrance, I think, is asking specifically about our airdrop that we just did in celebration of our Augustus release.
Augustus, yeah.
Yeah, and we just wrapped that up. It went really well. We had over 40,000 people to register for the airdrop. And the airdrop is about 30 bread tokens, which with the token at about 70 cents right now, that's quite a bit of tokens. That's quite a bit chunk of change that all those people will be receiving. So we're very excited about that. We're working on finalizing all the details and making sure all the participants have filled out their forms correctly, just to make sure that there weren't tons of people entering and like using the same one. We had them submit their bread ID. They had to do simple tasks like follow us on Twitter and Telegram and things like that. But we're just going through the forms right now, and we expect to get those out within the next 2 weeks is when we're hoping to get all those airdrop tokens out to everyone. And we're really excited about that, and the community's really excited about it as well.
Nice.
Yeah, congratulations on that as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Aaron, I wanted to ask, is there any plans for a desktop app? Because I use it in the phone, but desktop app, I know it's one of the things people trying to use when they're sitting at home if they're just learning about it. So is there any plans for a desktop app?
No, but actually, if you don't mind, let me maybe answer a little bit more from the previous question about like chain forks and airdrops and things like that. The honest truth is we're not always going to be the fastest because with our app, everything's on your phone. It doesn't talk to our servers. Not really. We give it price data, but it doesn't run your transactions through our servers. So it's very data intensive on your phone. So we can't just add every new token, every new coin. Otherwise, your phone's going to set on fire. So what we do is we take a wait and see approach. Like with the Bitcoin Cash fork, we said openly on the day on August 1st, look, if this thing survives and has legs and staying power, we're going to support it. And we stayed true to that promise. It took us 7 months. It's a long time, but at the same time, that's just the approach that we take. So no, if you're looking to like change your Tron coins or EOS or whoever is going on their own blockchain, we're not the right place for you. But we will commit to supporting the major coins and tokens over the year. On your question about the desktop app, short answer is slim to no chance. And the reason being that your phone is probably the best place for you to store your cryptocurrency. We are definitely more secure than web wallets, definitely more secure than desktop wallets, and arguably more secure than dedicated hardware wallets. And the reason being, for the first two, it's obvious, right? Computers are just open sieves when it comes to malware and keylogging and just basic security issues. For most people, the phone is the most secure item that they own, because you have this piece of technology called the Secure Enclave in both iOS and Android phones. It's like this little safe nest where you can do things that are completely obfuscated to the rest of the world. So that's why phones are good. But when it comes to hardware wallets, unfortunately, and I'm not saying they're bad, but they have to make not only custom software, but also custom firmware and hardware. And that's really tough when it comes to security. So I think that there's this kind of human trait where we see something that's dedicated and you can hold it in your hand and you think, wow, this is only for one purpose, so it must be the best at that thing. Well, I'd argue against that. I think, frankly, the best place to keep your cryptocurrency is on your phone. If you're really concerned, let's say you have a lot of money and you don't want to just carry it around with you because you're worried some guy's going to pull a gun on you and demand that you hand it over, just have 2 wallets, right? Get a burner phone, an iPhone 5S, they're like $100. Put the majority of your coins on that, keep it in your safe or whatever, and then use your other phone for walking around money. But in almost all cases, I would say for most people, just put it in your phone. And as long as you have your paper key, those 12 words, and they're somewhere safe, almost nothing can go wrong. Your phone can get stolen, broken, lost, replaced. Doesn't matter. You got those 12 words and you don't share them, right? You don't screen capture them and put them on Facebook. Yeah. You are good to go.
Want to give a shout out to it's me, Boss Lady. She's up at Consensus, and it's funny you said that, it's me, Boss Lady, because we asked Aaron and Tyler before the show about what they were doing in Consensus, and she just said her bread wallet had a killer party last night. LOL. Oh, yeah. Aaron and Tyler was telling us the same thing. They said that they hear us pretty good. Of course, one of their advisors is Charlie Lee, and I guess he stopped by the party as well. And speaking of which, how did you get Charlie Lee on the team?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. My mouse got moved. Yeah, Charlie's from the same sort of early Bitcoin enthusiast group as a couple of our co-founders. And so he's just been a friend. Frankly, that's what's been kind of weird. I mean, a lot of these people who are now heads of these companies, I mean, we were friends with Brian Armstrong back when Coinbase was getting started. We know CZ at Binance personally back when he was selling Bitcoin ATM machines, right? This used to be 2 years ago. This is a small community. And now a lot of these people are off doing great things. So a lot of it's just having gone to like 2 or 3 meetups and met some people, and the next thing you know, they're CEOs of multi-billion-dollar currencies or companies. That's just how crazy this industry is.
What a time to be alive.
Oh yeah, and even on a smaller scale, Tyler started out watching just a show on YouTube. Now he's working for a blockchain, a Bitcoin company. Come on, man.
Watch this guy. Tyler's going to be a name brand when it comes to cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah,
guarantee it.
I know.
So talking about the ecosystem as a whole, would love to give both of your takes. First, in general, I guess, what are your thoughts on where regulations are going, especially since it can affect apps, because they are literally, I'm sure, as you know, trying to get their hands on anyone who will fold quickly. But so kind of where's regulations going? And then the community as a whole, where do you think crypto is going as far as specifically, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, some of the bigger names people want to know about, but regulations and then where the crypto community in general is going?
Yeah, so I'll start. Regulation side, they're definitely trying to regulate it more and more and more. And I kind of see both sides of this. I think regulations are bad, and then I partially think regulations could possibly be good. I think, let me start with why they're bad. I think they're bad because obviously we want to be in control. We want all the power, and that's the power of cryptocurrencies, and that's the power of Bitcoin. But why I think they could possibly be good is, if done correctly, I think they could get a lot of big investors who are scared to just throw this money in because it's so risky. It's never been done before. It's scary to them. So I think with the proper regulations and if done correctly, I think it could really be a good thing, and we could see a lot more of that big institutional money thrown into cryptocurrencies. And then, what was the other question? Sorry.
The crypto environment in general, kind of moving forward. What do you all see, especially coming from an app point of view, as far as what you're looking for, and then what you expect the ecosystem to do? I mean, of course, no one expected the alt bull cycle last year. So in general, kind of this year, next 3 to 5 years, especially kind of thinking from a business standpoint, from an app standpoint, where do you see this environment growing to?
Right. Well, definitely, like as you just mentioned, I think altcoins are definitely taking off, and I think they'll continue to rise and continue to soar. But with that, I also think Bitcoin will continue to rise. I think they'll all kind of go there together. It's so hard to predict where this is going to go in the future because it's so ever changing, and that's where I think kind of just to plug our customer support for Bread, like I think that's where we're above par in comparison to a lot of these companies. Is we really do listen to feedback and we really do listen to our customers. We do surveys all the time. We have a support stream where they can email in to support and with any ideas or questions or anything like that. And I'm really happy to report that our average last week, our average response time was 2.6 hours, which I know a lot of these other companies, it takes days to get back. I know we've all emailed into Coinbase, I'm sure, and I've emailed to
Coinbase. You have a birthday before they send an email back.
Yeah, like I emailed them 3 months ago and still haven't gotten a reply. So 2.6 hours, you know, that's 24-hour service. I'm very excited about that. And then also our 24/7 Telegram, where we have several admin who just run that 24/7. Any questions at all, which you guys, if you're watching at home, go join the Telegram, telegram.com/breadchat. Telegram is a great place. We have admins in there who will even send you a voice message back and answer your question. So really just listening to the community and trying to make sure we're up to date. You know, we have guys who, like, literally I'm head of social media, so I try to stay on top of, I watch all kind of crypto YouTube channels, you guys included, obviously. And, you know, just staying up to date on what the people want. You know, at some point the company has to know more than what the people want, you know, but at the same time, we're really customer driven. We want what the people want. And that's why we have all these surveys and feedbacks, and we really do listen, and we care about our customers a lot, and we put a lot of effort into having the best customer service possibly, and we really strive ourselves, and are very proud of that.
Nice,
that's nice.
I have a couple predictions too, since I know people like that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I do believe that despite all the crazy growth from 2017, it's still just the very, very beginning. You walk down the street, you ask 100 people if they have any cryptocurrency, 100 people are going to say no. You got to ask 1,000 people before you get 2 or 3 people to say yes. And just like other technologies, I think that number is going to go way up. It's going to be 30% in the next 5 years, right? And maybe 80% in the next 10 years of people are going to own some cryptocurrency. So that's one thing, and that correspondingly means higher prices. So prices like $100,000 or $200,000 of Bitcoin, $50,000 Ethereum. This is all absolutely within the realm of possibility.
We're thinking the same. We're thinking the same.
Above $1 million, it might get. I mean, that's a little tricky. Now we're talking like governments falling. And,
I was going to say that's World War III. That's the war. Islands,
yeah. But who knows? Who knows? I'll happily go with 100, 200,000 Bitcoin and sort of correspondingly with all the alternative currencies too. The next thing is, I feel like 2 years ago it was like blockchain this, blockchain that. Let's blockchain your cat, and it didn't make any sense. But I do see the beginnings of that experiment starting to bear fruit. So I think in the next year or two, you're going to have the first actual blockchain applications where it makes sense versus just blockchain all the things. And I think it'll just be like 2 or 3 specific things, whether it's always where you have an issue with trust, or you can gain efficiency by just wiping out a department of people who keep records. So I think that'll happen. And the third is there's a lot of chatter about security tokens and having this class of assets that are like KYC compliant, much more palatable to conventional investors and frankly most governments. So for that reason alone, I think that security tokens are going to be a really big deal. And that's something that we're working extremely hard on not missing if it is going to be a big deal.
I agree with you there, Aaron. There was one ICO I was looking at, or we were looking at, and they actually had the option where before, if you're from America, you couldn't, get into any ICO. They now have a second option that I'm sure just came out, where now if you are from the US, you can pay for the ICO. You just have to give your information over now. So it's like the security tokens are here. The regulations part of it is still fuzzy, but I think they're out. People are out in front of it. I'm starting to see, I think 3 ICOs out of the last 10 I've looked at have had that. So I think they're starting to come around to it. Like you said, that will be big, I think.
And then last but not least, a couple more before we let you go. One of which, because you all say you know Brian Armstrong stuff. Where do you see Coinbase going? Coinbase is not a fan favorite of those who have been in the crypto now for a little while. Of course, they continue to get all the new users, but what are your thoughts on Coinbase? Where do you see them going?
Yeah, I mean, first, just let's give credit where credit is due.
Great business, great business. We always say for the business side.
How many people are yelling at them or saying customer support is bad? You look at the numbers, and Coinbase is crushing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think they'll be a great candidate for an acquisition. I think they'd be a great candidate for an IPO. They have their own struggles like we all do, but frankly, they're doing really great. And I wish them the best because they have a different model. Look, they're custodial. They have to hold their customers' money, and that is awful. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So, kudos to them for doing that. We're just going to stay decentralized and give people the power to hold their own money because we think that ultimately that's actually the way it's going to play out.
Our prediction that we've been making now for the last few months is IPO somewhere between the 8 to 12 billion range, possibly as early by the end of this year.
Whew. Yeah. All right, that's
I mean,
it's going that direction at least.
Yeah. And then a couple last
first.
Right, yeah, there you go. A couple last questions. We were asked, where can you get the BRD t-shirts from? Can you get BRD t-shirts? And how can I get BRD airdrops?
Yeah, so about the t-shirts, we're actually working on t-shirts now. Some of the t-shirts that are out, those were from Token Fest. We were one of the big sponsors from Token Fest, and everyone at Token Fest got a t-shirt with BRD on the back. So that's where a lot of people got the BRD shirt, but we're actually working on that. We have some talks back and forth about some cool ways of giving them away and maybe starting a store or something like that. So we're working on that. So hashtag stay tuned is what I would tell you for that. And the airdrop, we're definitely going to be considering doing more airdrops in the future. This last one just wrapped up. So if you missed the boat, I'm sorry. But yeah, definitely stay tuned. Follow us on all our social media, and we'll definitely on when we're doing future airdrops.
All right. Sounds good. And as we wrap up, Aaron and Tyler, if you have any last messages you want to leave, make sure everybody know where to find you at. You can go ahead and plug all that in right now. Yeah, so make sure to go follow us up. Just to give you some of the links. Oh, sorry about that. All right. At Bread App on Twitter, BREAD APP. Go give us a follow over there. Follow us on all our social medias. Just search Bread App and it'll pull up. But the main thing I would tell you is download the app. Give it a shot. Try it out. I know a lot of you viewers out there right now probably use other wallets, and you have someone else that or maybe a paper wallet or whatever you're using, a Trezor. Give it a shot. Download the BRD app. Try it out. I promise you it is way more simple. And I can't promise you you'll like it more, but I can promise you I do. So give it a shot. Download the app. I like how you just said that.
If you have any questions at all, join the Telegram. We have 24/7 support in there. Say you're like, hey, I'm stuck on this page. I don't know what to do, which it won't happen because it's that simple. But if it does happen, join the Telegram. I promise you we'll respond back to you within a few seconds or a few minutes. I promise you'll love it. Download the app today, BRD, and give us a shot. Tweet us. Let us know what you think. Send us your feedback. Like I said, we're always listening, and we care about what you guys think.
All right. And I'll do one last plug. BRD is not just an app. It turns your phone into a personal financial liberation device. So money is changing, and you should really pay attention if you're not. I know we're all busy. We got things to do. Grandma's in the hospital. But I'll tell you what, if you're not paying attention to this industry, you're at serious risk of getting blindsided.
That was a perfect message. We literally try to tell people that all the time that if you miss this boat, you're seriously about to miss a big one. Like you're about to miss.
Your grandkids are going to be beating you up over
there. Yeah. And just also to chime in on that, the BRD wallet, you can see here. You can see they already have basically 3.8, but it's 4 stars, 4 out of 5 stars with over 700 ratings on the App Store. That's iPhone, iOS. People, that is actually pretty big. That's huge. Good. Yeah, that's huge for the crypto community.
Because everybody in crypto hates everything.
Right. Everybody in crypto hates everything. No one ranks everything. So I will say to have over 700 reviews, 700 ratings, and you basically have an average of about 4 stars out of 5 stars. That's a big deal, people. So at the very least, check it out. as we said, I think, well, I got mine last year. You had yours for a while.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, I haven't played around with it too much as of late, but I'm definitely going to do it some more again. And Tyler and Aaron, definitely thanks for coming on the show and sharing, you know, everything about your app, or actually your bank that you have on the phones here.
Thank you. Thanks. Just one quick announcement. So iOS now has the new version with the 100 tokens and the trading functionality. Android is starting to roll out as of 10 minutes ago. So now 5% of Android users have the new version of the app, and that will be rolling out for the rest of the week. So now is a great time to download and see if you just won the lottery. Maybe one of the 5%.
There we go. Oh, okay. We got some good comments. Everybody's saying they're going to try it out, give it a shot. And again, I already like BRD because of the parties apparently they threw. If I would have known they were throwing a party yesterday, we definitely would have went to consensus. But that's what we like to hear. But yeah, so it sounds like, of course, two cool guys to work alongside with in the community. They have a lot of great information. They've been around the block as well. Tyler's getting his legs as well this year. So a lot of good stuff. And we look forward to talking to you all in the future, as I'm sure you will be unrolling new features throughout the years.
Yeah, we'd love to be back whenever we have some more announcements to make and share some bread love with everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, hey, thanks again. For the free Bitcoin day, what are we going to do?
So for the free Bitcoin, download the Bread Wallet app. Tell us your favorite feature. BRD, sorry. Download the
So I do it too.
We're so used to it. We are used to it.
But download the BRD app. Tell us your best feature under the comment section. Put your public address, and we'll send that free Bitcoin to you.
There you go. And one last shout out to Lamar Wilson. Thanks for joining the show. If you don't know, Lamar Wilson runs the Wacoinda group in Facebook. A great group, talks all things crypto. We're actually featured every Wednesday, usually at about 12 p.m. Pacific time, if you want to catch us on there as well. But they have a lot of investment advice and then crypto advice in general as well, if you all want to check it out. All right. Well, thanks for watching. As always, we will see you all tomorrow. Again, Tyler and Aaron, thanks again for joining us. That is BRD app on the iOS and Android devices. You can go ahead and download that now, folks. Cheers.
Have a good one.